You're here with us again for another deep dive, and you know what that probably means.
Yeah. You're hungry for knowledge
You're ready to level up in your career.
without getting bogged down with too much information.
Right. And today, we are zeroing in on something.
Super interesting.
I think so too.
The power of using a journal notebook for career growth.
Now, we've talked about good journals before,
Like Listallion, for example,
and we're going to use what we know about them,
to really dig deep into
how they can help.
you in your professional life.
Navigating career growth.
Oh, it can be so overwhelming.
I know.
It really can.
There's a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, you lack motivation sometimes.
You're always trying to find...
Balance between work and life.
Right.
It's tough.
And we want to show you how something so simple...
Like journaling.
Yeah.
Can help you find some clarity
Oh.
and take some real action.
Yeah. Have you ever felt like you're just reacting to your career instead of actually shaping it?
Oh, all the time.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Like, what if you had this dedicated space,
Yeah.
a journal
Yeah.
that could help you?
Take you from feeling lost
Yeah.
to having a clear roadmap.
Totally. And that's the power of journaling for career growth.
Absolutely. It's about creating a consistent practice where you think about your thoughts
Uh-huh.
and you write them down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you set goals with real intention,
Uh-huh.
and then you actually track how you're doing. You're turning your ambitions
Yeah.
into things you can actually achieve.
Okay, so this is, like, way more than just a diary.
Way more.
Like, this is strategic.
This is strategic.
Okay. When we talk about this,
Yeah.
what's the big takeaway? What are we really unlocking?
It's all about self-awareness.
Okay.
You become so self-aware when you journal consistently.
Okay.
You start to see patterns in your
Okay.
successes and in the things that you struggle with.
Uh-huh.
And this helps you get better at what you do. And it helps you acknowledge your progress. Right. It's an amazing feedback loop.
It's like you're having a conversation with yourself.
You are.
It's like having a career coach
Right.
built into the pages of your notebook.
That's such a good way to put it.
You're looking at what you did well, what you can improve,
Yeah.
and using those things to plan for the future.
You're learning, you're reflecting, and you're planning.
That's so cool.
And when you have a journal that is made for this kind of thing,
Like Listallion.
like a Listallion journal, exactly, it takes it to another level because they really get it.
They get it.
They understand what professionals need.
So speaking of Listallion,
Yeah.
they make a big deal about their 120 GSM paper.
Right.
And I'm not a paper expert.
I'm not either.
I don't really know paperweights. Why does that matter?
It matters because when you are really thinking hard
Uh-huh.
and you're jotting down notes
Uh-huh.
or you're brainstorming,
Right.
you want to be able to write freely without the ink bleeding through.
Right.
That thicker paper lets you use any kind of pen.
Markers.
Markers.
Even highlighters.
Even highlighters.
Without it looking messy.
Exactly. And messy pages, they distract you.
Yeah.
And you don't want that when you're trying to focus.
Right. Makes total sense. You don't want to be worried about that when you're in the zone.
Not at all.
Another thing I noticed is that Listallion journals have numbered pages and a table of contents,
They do.
which seems really smart
Super smart.
for career stuff.
So smart.
How so?
Well, think about it. You're building this incredible resource over time.
Yeah.
You might want to go back and look at a decision you made or see how a project developed.
Right.
With numbered pages and a table of contents,
Uh-huh.
your journal becomes like a searchable archive
Wow.
of your career journey.
That's so cool.
Isn't that cool? You can flip back to any point in time
Yeah.
and see how your thinking has changed.
You're basically making your own career development guide
You are.
that you can refer back to.
As you go,
I mean-
anytime. It's brilliant. And when you can actually see those past entries,
Yeah.
you create this like timeline of your growth.
Right.
And you can see the patterns
Yeah.
and how far you've come
Uh-huh.
in a way that you just can't when you're just thinking about it.
I love that. And they often have a really nice cover, too.
Right.
Like a soft faux leather.
Yes.
Is that just to make it look good, or is there a practical reason for that?
Well, it definitely feels nice to hold a quality journal,
Yeah.
but it's also about durability.
Right.
You're going to be taking this journal everywhere.
To meetings.
Meetings, commutes.
Yeah.
You need a cover that can handle it.
So true.
The Listallion cover protects your thoughts,
Your idea
all of those valuable insights.
makes it a real companion.
It does.
And I like that they add a back pocket
Me too.
You know, where you can keep notes and things.
It's so handy.
You can put business cards in there.
Yes.
Maybe notes from a conference.
Or inspiring quotes.
So you got everything you need.
All in one place.
Okay. So we know journaling is good.
Right.
And we love the Listalian features.
Uh-huh.
But how do we actually use this to reach those big career goals that seem so far away sometimes?
This is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
When you write your goals down in your journal,
Uh-huh.
they become real.
Right.
They stop being just thoughts in your head.
Yeah.
And they turn into something concrete.
And you can break them down.
Exactly. Break those big goals down into smaller steps.
Okay.
Things you can actually do.
Makes sense.
It's like creating a blueprint.
Yeah.
For your career.
Love that.
And your journal helps you stay on track.
How so?
You can review your goals regularly.
Okay.
See what you've done.
Uh-huh.
And make changes if you need to.
Okay.
This keeps you motivated and moving forward.
And it's all about those small wins, right?
It is.
Like when you achieve a small step, you write it down in your journal.
You celebrate it.
And that keeps you going.
It keeps you going.
We found some great examples of prompts to help with goal setting.
Oh, I love prompts.
Me too.
And
like asking yourself, what are your top 3 career goals for this year?
It forces you to prioritize.
Yeah, out of all the things you want to do.
You have to choose the most important ones.
For right now.
Exactly.
And then there's this one, what small action can I take today to move closer to my goals?
That one's my favorite.
Yeah. It stops you from procrastinating.
It does.
And gets you doing something right now.
Even if it's something small.
Even if it's small.
That's how you build momentum.
And the last one is, what skills do I want to develop this quarter?
I love that one.
This is all about continuous learning.
Yeah.
You're always growing and evolving.
And this makes you think about the skills you need to get to the next level.
And some Listalian journals have those dashed, lined pages.
Oh, yeah.
So you can track your progress visually.
You can make little charts. Mini timelines.
That's really cool. Features tell stories sell.
They do.
So I actually have a story about this.
Okay, I'd love to hear it.
Early in my career, I felt so lost.
Oh, yeah.
Like I had no idea what I wanted to do.
I've been there.
And I decided to start journaling.
Smart.
And I specifically picked a journal with numbered pages.
Why?
Because I wanted to see how my thinking changed over time.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And looking back at those entries, I can actually see how I went from confused to clear.
Oh, wow.
Because I started setting small goals and taking action.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And those prompts, they really helped me figure out what I was passionate about.
That's incredible.
That's how I ended up doing what I'm doing today.
I love that story.
Thanks.
I also have a friend, Sarah. She's a marketing manager.
Okay.
And she was feeling totally burned out.
I feel that.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Like constantly stressed.
Yeah.
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed.
And she started journaling too.
Good for her.
She got a really durable journal with a soft cover that she took everywhere with her.
Okay.
It was like her safe space to let it all out.
Yeah.
You know.
I know what you mean.
And figure out what was stressing her out.
Right.
And through writing it all down, she started to see patterns in her work and how she was communicating with people.
Wow.
And she realized she needed to manage her time better and set some boundaries.
Yes.
And you know what? It totally worked.
That's great.
She's way less stressed now.
I'm so glad to hear that.
And she feels way more in control.
That's the best part.
It's amazing what a little self-reflection can do.
It really is.
My brother, Mark.
Okay.
He wanted to be a leader. But he didn't know what skills he needed to develop.
I see.
So he got himself a Listalian journal.
Smart.
The one with numbered pages.
Okay.
And he basically created a learning log. Okay. He wrote down all the leadership books he was reading, online courses he was taking, his thoughts on everything.
Okay.
And by looking back at his entries, he could see how much he was learning, what he still needed to work on. And he became so much more confident.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he actually got a leadership position.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So you can see how journaling can be used for so many different things.
You really can.
It's so versatile.
It really is.
Okay, let's recap.
Okay.
What are the big benefits?
Yeah.
And what are some practical tips?
Okay.
So first of all, journaling helps you get clarity and focus in your career.
It does.
You can set goals and utterly track them.
Yes.
You get better at solving problems because you're thinking them through on paper.
That's right.
It gives you an outlet for all those career-related emotions.
Absolutely.
And you build resilience.
Because you're constantly reflecting.
So true.
And remember those practical tips.
Yes, let's go over them.
They're key to making journaling a habit.
Okay, so number 1, set aside time every day.
Even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes.
It doesn't have to be a long time.
Not at all.
Use prompts.
Yeah.
Those questions can be so helpful.
They really can.
Like, what did I achieve today? What challenges did I face? How did I deal with them?
Those are good ones.
And go back and read your old entries so you can see your progress.
And spot any patterns.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget gratitude.
Oh, yes.
Always good to focus on the positive.
And you can experiment with different styles of journaling.
Absolutely.
Find what works best for you.
And as we've said before, a well-made journal.
Like a Listallion.
Like a Listallion journal. It just makes the whole experience better.
So much more enjoyable.
And effective.
So let's think long term.
Okay.
Journaling for your career is a long game.
It is.
It's not a quick fix.
It's about consistently improving your decision-making.
Becoming more self-aware.
And staying motivated.
It's like having a personal accountability partner.
Right.
That helps you through the tough times.
And to get started, remember, choose a good quality journal.
We like Listallion.
Listallion is great. Decide what you want to achieve with journaling.
Yeah. Find a quiet space.
Yeah.
Start small.
Keep it simple.
And look back at what you've written.
Regularly. So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's clear that a journal,
especially one designed for professionals,
like those from Listallion,
could be such a powerful tool.
It's not just about writing down your thoughts.
It's about taking control,
shaping your career,
and making it what you want it to be.
So as you think about your career so far, what's one thing that keeps coming up for you? One challenge that you could explore in your journal?
Sometimes just writing about it
can give you a whole new perspective and lead to amazing changes.
And who knows, maybe that one small step
will change everything.
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.
See you next time.